and welcome to Erudite Political. My name is Udbashar Sheikh. So now let's begin with the first video of this series, which is on the topic conservatism. So conservatism basically refers to a moderate or cautious behavior, a lifestyle that is conventional or which is refusal to change. And conservatism is particularly denoted by the verb to conserve. So as a political ideology, it is a desire to conserve, which is reflected in resistance to change. And in particular, it is done through upholding political traditions, believing that human beings are imperfect in nature, and also conservatives' beliefs in the organic society. Further, conservatives' ideas and doctrines were first emerged in late 18th century, or we can say in the early 19th century. And it arose as a reaction against the growing political, social and economic change, which was somewhat symbolized by the French Revolution. Further, it was that during the 19th century, the nation states were in the transforming stage, due to industrialization and socialism and nationalism were around the corner. So while these ideologies, supported freedom, liberty and also revolution if needed, conservatives were very rigid and they stood in defense of the maintenance of a traditional social order. Further, conservatives placed their faith in traditions, history and experience. And further, जो main theme है conservatives political thought की, that is that they perceive society as a moral community, which is, built up on customs, traditions, practices, values and beliefs, and therefore functioning as an organic whole. एंड फर्दर कंजर्वेटिव्स बिलीव करते हैं कि जो नेचर है ह्यूमन बीइंग का वो इम्परफेक्ट है और ह्यूमन बीइंग हमेशा सिक्योरिटी को सीख करते हैं, जो सिक्योरिटी सिर्फ उन्हें कस्टम, ट्रेडिशंस, एक सोसाइटी का पार्ट होने से ही मिल सकती है. सो फर्दर कंजर्वेटिज्म की कुछ सेंट्रल थीम्स हैं. दीज इंक्लूड ट्रेडिशन, ह्यूमन परफेक्शन एंड ऑर्गेनिक सोसाइटी, हायरार्की एंड अथॉरिटी and property. So now let's discuss all these 4 points in somewhat details, right? And after that we will be discussing the major exponents of conservatism and their major works or the books that they have written. So now let's discuss the first central theme of conservatism, that is tradition. So tradition, basically conservatives support tradition. Now what are traditions? देखिए traditions ऐसी values, practices, customs या institutions होते हैं. Those have endured themselves with time and have been passed in particular from one generation to the next generations, right? And conservatives very strongly believes that, traditions not only provide identity to a society but also an individual. So that's why traditions are very important. Further, conservatives also believes that tradition provides people with a feeling of belongingness, or we can say rootedness, right? Which is stronger because it generates social cohesion and linking people with each other and also providing them with the collective sense of who they are. Whereas if we talk about change, so conservatives believes that change is basically a journey to the unknown, which creates uncertainty and instability in a society and also endangers the happiness of an individual. So yes, this was the stance of conservatism on traditions. Now let's discuss the second theme of conservatism political thought or ideology, which is hierarchy and authority. So conservatives believe that society is naturally hierarchical and therefore social equality is rejected by conservatives as undesirable and unachievable. And they believe that power, status and property are always unequally distributed in a society. And therefore inequality is an inevitable feature of an organic society. So they explain it by an example that just as brains, liver, heart in an organism perform different functions, right? So just like there are various classes and groups in a society that are meant to perform different functions and they have their own specific roles. So therefore, genuine social equality is a myth. And in reality, there is a natural social inequality of wealth and position. Further, if we talk about particularly about authority, so conservatives believes that authority is necessary because human beings are imperfect and they always seeks guidance, which is provided to them by authority. Because human beings always needs guidance, support and security. Further, authority is rooted in the nature of society and all social institutions. So for example, in schools, authority is exercised by teacher. In family, authority is exercised by the parents over children. In workplace, the authority is exercised by the supervisor. So just like that, in society by large, the authority is exercised by the government. So this was the basic concept about hierarchy and authority. So now let's discuss the second theme of conservatism, political thought or ideology, which is human imperfection and organic society. Moreover, conservatism को philosophy of human imperfection के नाम से भी जाना जाता है. So further, other ideologies assumes that human beings are good naturally, or they can be made good if social circumstances are improved. But on the other hand, conservatives very strongly dismiss this proposal, and they believe that human beings are imperfect in nature. Conservatives further hold a pessimistic view about the human nature, just like as Hobbes, and they believe that human nature is innately selfish and greedy and anything but not perfect. And that is why conservatives uphold for strong government with having legislations with strong punishments, such as long prison sentences or even the capital punishment. Further, for conservatives, the role of law is not to preserve the liberty, but to maintain the order in a society. Further, if we talk about the society, so basically conservatives believes that human beings cannot live out of the society. They need to be the part of the social group which nurtures an individual, like through family, peer group, friends, work employees in the workplace, and even by the government or in the nation. And these groups basically provides individual with security. So therefore, society is necessary for an individual. Now let's move towards the fourth central theme of conservatism, which is property. And conservatives strongly believe that property has a wide range of psychological and social advantages. So therefore, they uphold property because property provides security to human beings. And in an uncertain and unpredictable world, property provides human beings with a sense of confidence and assurance, something to fall back on. Further, property, whether it is in the form of land or savings in the bank accounts, it just provides human being with a feeling of security. So hence they support property. So yes, this was some basic information regarding the conservatism ideology. Now let's discuss the main exponents of this ideology and their major works. So the first one being Thomas Hobbes. He wrote Leviathan in the year 1651. Then the next is Edmund Burke, who wrote Reflections on the Revolution in France, which was written in the year 1790. Then the next is Alexis de Tocqueville, who wrote Democracy in America in the year 1954. Further, there are three major works of Friedrich Hayek. These are as follows. The first one is The Road to Serfdom, which was written in the year 1944. Then the next is The Constitution of Liberty, which was written in the year 1962. And the third is The Law, Legislation and Liberty, which was written in the year 1979. Then the next exponent is Michael Oakeshott, and his major works are Rationalism in Politics and Other Essays, which was written in the year 1962. And the second major works of Michael Oakeshott was On Human Conduct, which was written in the year 1975. Then the next exponent is Irving Kristol, who wrote The 2 Cheers of Capitalism, which was written in the year 1978. And the next major work of Kristol was Reflections of a New Conservative, which was written in the year 1983. Last but not the least is Robert Nozick, who wrote Anarchy, State and Utopia in the year 1974. So these were the list of the major exponents and their books. So I hope you find this video helpful. Then please do like, share and comment, and stay tuned for the more upcoming videos. Thank you.